Welcome to the Turnbuckle Tavern, guys. We're live. Sneed usually does this, and
You're in my spot. That's why I wasn't sure what was.
I know. I guess I'll take it. So in the news, Turnbuckle Tavern in the news, there's a lot of free agents on the board. So I thought we would get together and discuss our top 10 free agents. Now, Tom is not here. We wanted Tom here, but he's on the road to Chicago.
And you know what we should have done? We should have had him submit his list. So we should have had him do that so we can make fun of him while he's not here.
We
missed opportunity. Missed opportunity.
Yeah, and J-Bone couldn't be with us. Boney Khan was going to be here too, but he had prior obligations. So we should have got both of their lists and then shit on them.
Yeah, Boney Khan was skipping opportunities for the big men.
So, yeah, I mean, I guess I'll read off. I just want to read off the list of all the names. And I'm sure there are names that I've missed. But this was kind of the list that we were pulling from, with other exceptions. I'm just going to run down because there's a lot of names. Adam Cole, Alex Zane. He was Ari Sterling in NXT. Alexander Wolf, Allison Kay, Anthony Green, August Gray. Arya Davari, Authors of Pain, Billy Kay, Bo Dallas, Bobby Fish, Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt, Brock Lesnar, Bronson Reed, Buddy Murphy, Bully Ray, Carlito, Chris Hero, CJ Perry, otherwise known as Lana, CM Punk, Kurt Stallion, Curtis Axel, Daniel Bryan, Davey Boy Smith Jr., Effie, Enzo Amore, Eric Rowan, Fandango, Jack Gallagher, Jake Atlas, Jimmy Havoc, Kalisto, Kira Hogan, Killian Dane, Kona Reeves, Lars Sullivan, Lee Moriarty. Is that how you say it? I guess.
Moriarty, I think, something like that.
Yeah. Leon Ruff, Leo Rush, Manders, Marty Skrull, Matthew Justice, Mercedes Martinez, Mojo Rawley, Pete Dunne, Peyton Royce, Ric Flair, Rob Van Dam, Ruby Soho, formerly Ruby Riott, Ryback, Santana Garrett, Sin Cara, the Singh brothers, Tessa Blanchard, Tony Nese, Tucker from Heavy Machinery, Tyler Breeze, Tyler Rust, Vanessa Bourne, Velveteen Dream, Warhorse, Wesley Blake, Zicky Dice.
What a list, man.
Whew.
You tired?
I'm out of breath.
We should have tagged off for half the list.
Oh yeah.
You just worked the Broadway, man. It's okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Any names that you guys didn't see on the list that came to mind, or
one for me?
Okay.
Mance Warner.
Oh yeah. I didn't know if he was still signed to MLW. That's
He's
why
not.
Okay.
I mean, for me, I think I would go the Singh brothers, just because they're always a good tag team to have. They're good at comedy, good in the ring, so they can go anywhere, really.
Yeah. So honorable mentions. You guys have any honorable mentions before we dive into the top 10?
Oh, I thought you meant that was the honorable mention. That was
okay.
Yeah. The Singh brothers.
They are good, man. They were just on Jericho's podcast, and he was putting them over huge.
Yeah. As he should. They're great, man.
Absolutely.
They're very athletic, very fun to watch in the ring. Kind of sucks that I didn't put them on my list, but
Austin's
what's
here.
up, Austin?
Yo, what's up, Austin? How's
What's
it going
on,
man?
Austin?
Tavern regular.
Thanks for joining us. I'll go ahead and say my honorable mention. I have two. One is Zicky Dice. I think that's a guy, like, if he killed it on NWA Power before the pandemic. I mean, he was like one of the must-see guys for me. And he's one of those guys, I feel like if he would go to Impact or even AEW on like a Dark Elevation, if he's given the reins to kind of be creative and not be, tied down in like a WWE system, I think he could flourish. The other honorable mention would probably have been in my top 10 if he wasn't so surrounded by controversy, because I don't know if anyone will ever take a chance on him again. But Marty Scurll.
Yeah, I mean that one. Yeah.
I mean, Marty Scurll, if he wasn't tied up in all what was the speak out movement that he got kind of caught up in?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
was unfortunate because he was about to blow up. I mean, they gave him the book at ROH right before all that broke. So, I mean, that guy could do big things if anyone ever takes a chance on him again.
100%. I'll go next. Just because we did that big controversy piece that we just did about the Wyatts and Bray Wyatt being a work or whatnot. But the Wyndham family was one of my big ones, and that would include Bo, Braun, Rowan, and Bray. You know, I think they would have to come as a piece.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, because it would just be the light that clicks.
Yeah.
And my second honorable mention would be the Iconics.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They definitely could have made the list, and I was this close to putting them on there, but I was already at number 10, and I didn't want to do 2 and 1 and be like, because it's a shitty cop out. But I think the Iconics will succeed anywhere they land, and same thing with anybody from the Wyndham, family, brother. I'm all for it.
And Leah Rush is a free agent. He had that spot at Double or Nothing, and I guess he got hurt in that match, and then he retired. The kid's retired like twice.
Yeah,
but didn't he just say he was coming back? Also,
and now he just announced he's coming back. Right. So
pulling that ACH card. He's kind of like, I'm here, I'm retired.
He's the Brett Favre of professional wrestling, man.
Damn straight. We need more of them.
Velveteen Dream is definitely another Marty Scurll type of guy. Like, if that guy hadn't been tied up in controversy at NXT, to me, he was like, he was on a one-way ticket to the main roster, good or bad, whatever you want to think of that. But
no, he was over, definitely over.
Huge.
It sucks to see what happens in these circumstances, but like, you got to pay the piper. Something bad, like shit's going down, and like you get caught up in life. But, try not to be a piece of shit while you're doing it.
Sneed, do you have any honorable mentions?
I have 2 honorable mentions. The first one is Bo Dallas. I struggled with putting him on the list, off the list. He was on the list a couple of times, but I was always a big Bo lever. I always thought the guy, like, I could see something in him, and like if he was given the chance, I just felt like he could really, really shine somewhere.
Totally.
100%.
And then my other honorable mention didn't make the list for just the reason he's not a wrestler anymore, but Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Ric Flair, just because wherever he goes, he's gonna. I mean, come on, it's Ric Flair.
Well, look what he did at AAA.
Exactly.
I mean, he shows up at AAA and he gets all this attention. The guy still garners attention.
Yeah. So, I mean, Flair's going to be fun anywhere he goes. And to see him show up on AEW, I just think it's going to be a lot of fun.
And you look at AEW, what is the demographic that they struggle with the most? It's that 50 plus. If you bring Ric Flair in, that could be a way to kind of buffer your 50 plus. And, you get Andrade and Ric Flair in that company. That's the perfect cheese to lure Charlotte away from Stamford.
Oh yeah. I mean, if it ever comes up, Charlotte's on her way out.
Yeah.
Very apparent after AAA. AAA
was
the last.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. So I always see more of the Flair flag.
Well, Charlotte was there. Charlotte got off of. I think there was a show in Charlotte, North Carolina that she dipped out on to go to AAA.
Yeah,
wild times, man.
Wild times. So I guess we start at 10.
What did young Anthony give his?
My honorable mentions, like I mentioned, the Singh brothers, just because they're a good tag team. But also, I've been hearing a lot about, Lee Moriarty. I think he had a match tonight on Dark, so I have to go check that out against Dante Martin. So that should actually be a good match because they're both 2 young guys. So someone to look out for. I remember one of the other podcasters was talking about him, so I figured he would be an honorable mention as well.
Yeah, man. I've heard nothing but great things. I look to see him show up on a Dark or something because that kid is so good.
Yeah.
To call up Kenny, OG is on his way to Chicago, so he couldn't be with us.
What's going on? My boy Kenny.
WWE can't wait to cut her. Charlotte, I guess you're talking about. I could see that. I think there's trouble in paradise there. Something with the dad and Andrade. You can't tell me that doesn't affect Charlotte.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom's slacking on we work him so hard through the week with all the recaps. The guy wanted to take a vacation and go to Rampage with Mike. So
his profile picture looks just like him in here too.
Ivan, what's going on, Ivan? What's going on? All right,
that's crazy, man.
So number 10 of our top 10 free agents. Who wants to kick it off? I'll kick it off if
I mean, if you don't want to go, I'll go. I don't care. Let's
I'll
do
go.
it.
I'll go. Number 10 for me. Number 10 for me. And this is a tight list. I mean, Sneed, you talked about it right before we went live. Like, there are so many big names right now, and it's top heavy names too. Like, where I found it most difficult to do the top 5. I felt like the top 5, you could interchange anyone, but I have reasons for why I picked my top 5. But number 10 for me, she cracked the top 10 list, especially because of these vignettes she's been putting out. Ruby Soho.
Yeah.
The stuff she's putting out on IG right now, I feel like is incredible, almost art. It's hype videos for the new age. These aren't old school hype videos. She's doing something new and different. It has a new flavor to it. And I think for someone leaving WWE, I think she has a lot to offer any company. I really look for her to show up in that battle, in the Casino Battle Royale at All Out, but we'll see where she lands. But I have Ruby Soho, formerly Ruby Riott, at number 10.
I love it, man. I went for Tessa Blanchard. Just because she's such a strong personality. And no matter where she lands, and I'm hoping eventually it'll come to AEW, it would be great to see her just come in and destroy that women's division, being her big badass self she is. But I really think that there's a lot to do there. And I think that she's got way more left in the tank than we could have seen. I know she kind of falls into that category of Marty Scurll and not so much Velveteen controversy, but at the same end, all wounds could be healed.
Yeah,
and I think it's about time for her to show up somewhere and do her Tessa Blanchard bullshit, and I'm here for it.
A lot of controversial names in the free agent market. It makes you wonder who's going to take the chance on these names. And Tessa Blanchard, Tessa Blanchard she's a player. I don't feel like mainstream WWE only fans really get what she's capable of, but I think she's a major player.
Well, yeah, she's a legacy, she's part of the family.
Her dad's in AEW now, so
so we're hoping for that push. Maybe this time next year we'll have Tessa Blanchard running some shit in AEW. Well for it, man.
Yeah. My number 10, which I think it's funny that you guys have both picked Ruby and Tessa, because my number 10 is Lana. I put Lana at my number 10.
Okay.
And I just think with everything that Rusev's doing right now, and then the eyes that she would put on AEW's women's division when she comes in, plus she was good.
She was.
I don't think people gave her the credit that she deserved when she was wrestling in WWE. Yeah. I think she
improved a lot in her last year.
Yeah, she improved a lot. When she dropped the Russian accent, I think she really elevated herself a little bit more. But I think with Miro talking about her so much, and then when she shows up, I think it's just going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, there's a reason why he keeps mentioning his flexible wife.
Right.
She's going to show up there, and Cassie Lee, man. I'm interested. I wonder if the Iconics go somewhere as a package, because I think she's going. I agree, man. Her passion, she's going to do something, and she's always at flatbacks with Shawn Spears and Tyler Breeze. I think she's a better worker than what WWE allowed her to show.
100%, totally, 100% on that. Both of them, both the Iconics girls, they were killing it, man. I think that there's lots of
Tyson's in the house.
Building. Yo, what's up, Tyson?
Hey, yo.
Yeah, man. Anthony, number 10.
I'll go with my number 10 to break the streak here. I don't have a woman on this 10th pick, but I'm actually going with kind of a surprise. Jake Atlas for my number 10. Because he was one of those guys that I was actually more surprised. Like, he was the most I was surprised from that entire release pool of Bronson Reed and Bobby Fish, because he's young, he's in good shape, he's really good in the ring. He's a really good representation of the LGBT community, which I think is very important for any company. And to have someone as talented as him, that'll just be a huge asset to any company that he goes to. That was really where it came from, was just seeing him on NXT for so long. I know he had like a little feud with Ciampa down in NXT, which I really liked, just to see those two personalities collide. And, I was just very surprised that they would let go of someone like him, especially if they're going to this more developmental centric NXT. I felt like I had to put him on here because I know that he's going to succeed really anywhere he goes.
Yeah, and if you just listened, Renee Young had Jungle Boy on her podcast, I think this week or last week, and Jungle Boy shouted him out, and I didn't realize it, but Jake Atlas is like Jungle Boy's best friend. They came up together, and
they're really good friends.
He's hoping that Jake Atlas comes to AEW, so we'll see.
You never know.
Number 9 for me. Number 9 for me, I'm not a huge fan of this guy. He did have a run probably around 2017 that I was all in for, and I thought it was a lot of fun, but I think his name value would elevate anyone, and that's Braun Strowman. I mean, the guy, he's that guy. Like, there's not a lot of dudes built like him. He's a monster. I mean, that size
among men.
Yeah, he's a monster among men.
Good terms.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of guys his size on the free agent market, and with a name like him. I mean, there's a lot of kids out there that was their favorite wrestler. Yeah, and now he's out there. So anywhere he goes, man, it's going to bring eyes.
No, 100% agree with that. He's a draw. I mean, he was one of the bigger selling merchandise.
Not tonight, Tyson. It's not going to happen
tonight. Tom's not on the controls tonight.
Tom's not on the keys. Fuck all that.
Yeah, no, but
AOP.
AOP too.
Ooh,
definitely a huge name.
But
I think Braun's value, like, even though we're not the biggest fans of his work or what his attitude is backstage, I think there's a value to him being so present, and like you said, he was one of the biggest merch sellers for WWE, and he just disappeared. It was a really short-lived cut.
I cannot believe that they dropped the ball on him in that 2017 run. He was unstoppable, and they had 2 chances to put the title on him, and they just flubbed it. It was ridiculous.
Awful.
I mean, dude, when he was flipping over ambulances, I still remember that. It was so great, like
pushing Roman on the stretcher and everything. It's so great.
That's pro wrestling to me. That took me back to being a kid because it was so over the top and just fun.
Yeah. Listen, Mattel made an ambulance playset because of Braun Strowman. We wouldn't have got that otherwise.
Yeah, exactly.
So my number 9, I'm an indie darling, big fan of his. I don't think he got enough credit in NXT for his work, but Chris Hiro, Chris Hiro, huge, fucking fantastic worker. He's not in that younger prime state, but I think he's got a lot of value to add to any company out there, be it Impact, Ring of Honor, AEW. I think Chris Hero's a draw. His figures go for huge money now. They're really hard to track down, but I was always a big fan of his on the indies, and I feel like he just didn't get his justice in NXT when he was working there. Way bigger potential.
He's gone back so under the radar as of late that it makes me excited to see where he's going to pop up, because that it's coming. I don't know if it's coming soon, but whenever it comes up, wherever he goes, it's going to be big, and I'm looking forward to it.
But didn't they send him to NXT UK, and he was having banger matches over there? This guy is just. It's crazy because he is such a huge. Cornerstone of the independent movement that I'm surprised he hasn't been scooped up yet.
Absolutely, he's a star in the making. He's been flying under that radar for so long. I've seen him so many times here in Chicago. I would love to see him do more just outside of WWE and NXT.
100%. Enzo he's another one of those guys that people love. Enzo, man.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, Austin.
He was just in a casket match with Jerry Lawler. I mean, anything
Right.
could happen at this point. So
Right.
fuck it.
How you doing?
My number 9, I put Mance Warner on there, man.
Yes.
Oh,
I think that guy, just watching him live, watching his match that he had with Nick Gage, watching the match that he had on GCW this past go around.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy's just a workhorse, and he just reminds me of a modern day Steve Austin with a lot of just the hardcore blood.
Oh yeah, he's old school. He
He's
reminds
so-
me. He reminds me of like Steve Austin meets Tex Slazenger or some shit from
Ooh.
WCW. Like
Yeah.
he's so throwback. And talk about a guy who has fans in his corner, popular fans in his corner. Conrad Thompson and Tony Schiavone have been pushing for him to come to AEW for
Sign Mance
for
Warner.
years. Yeah,
Yep.
Yep.
that's a good
I wouldn't
pick.
be shocked to see it, man. I would not be shocked to see it.
Yeah, he's an indie
And he's
darling
not,
right now.
and he's not signed with anybody right now.
Yeah.
I'll go next. Chad, did you want to say something? Or?
I was just gonna say he's like he's a workhorse on the independent scene right now. Like all the stuff he does in GCW. We have a local promotion, Conquest, that he's at every show.
Yeah.
I mean, he's always what's the Chicago indie, not Warrior Wrestling, Mike, the other one.
AAW.
AAW. He's
Yeah,
I think
they're
he's
huge
their
here,
heavyweight champion. Like
I'm pretty sure you're right on that. Yeah, they've been here longer than most indies. They don't last, forever out here, but that AAW has been around for a long, long time.
Yeah, just to put over talent, and that's why he had that storyline that he was tired of putting the new guy over. Who are you talking about, Kenny?
Talking about Chris Hiro.
Chris Hero.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
An elbow, man.
Number 9.
Number 9, I will go with Kiera Hogan. And that's
nice.
really, I originally wasn't going to put her, I was probably going to put her in my honorable mentions, but yesterday on Elevation,
Banger.
such a good fucking match.
I
So
just
Sheeta.
watched that match right before coming in here.
Her and Sheeta tore it up.
It was
Yeah.
one of the best, dark / elevation matches that I've seen. If that isn't enough of a reason to bring her on, besides just all the stuff that she did with Fire and Flava, with
Tasha Steelz.
Tasha Steelz. She's great on the mic, really good in the ring. Obviously, it's great just to see her evolution of being, when she was in Impact in 2017. I was just watching an old Impact of when she was more of an enhancement talent, and Laurel Van Ness, Chelsea Green was the champion, and Kiera Hogan rolled her up, and I think that was her first win. And I just to see that evolution of her being an enhancement talent to now being, in most people's eyes, one of the hottest free agents right now. It's really just been great to see. And I know that wherever she goes, hopefully AEW after this match, she's going to do great. So yeah, I definitely have to put her on my list.
I think they're going to sign her. I would be shocked if they didn't,
have
because
to.
She seems like someone to me that's she could legit be a top of the card for the women's division. She has that potential to me.
Yeah, they tore it up in that match, man. That's a good thing. Yeah,
Sheeta's becoming the gatekeeper. You have to have a great match with Sheeta, and once that happens, everyone takes notice of
and
it.
I love that, because it's even though she doesn't have the championship anymore, she still has that credibility to her name that it's if you even want to be the champion, you have to go through her. And Kiera Hogan, that was a perfect example of that. And I really think that Tony Khan's going to see that, and he's going to be that's someone we need on Dynamite every week.
Oh yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, to go at it with Sheeta. Sheeta's the longest reigning champion in AEW history right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
She held that belt through the pandemic. She carried that division. I mean, she had banger matches.
It's cool, man. Really, really cool.
Yeah. So number 8 for me, he just put out a very compelling short film vignette online, whatever you want to say, and it seemed like it was shot with the same people and took place in the same universe that Tommy End did his work in with that short film he released, but Buddy Murphy. And I think Buddy Murphy is booked the right way. And this might seem like hyperbole to some people, but booked the right way, that guy could be the next Kenny Omega. I mean, he is a match machine. I don't think he ever. I mean, he had good matches in WWE, but they never pushed him to that main event level. I think Paul Heyman was a big fan of him when he had the book for a couple weeks on Raw.
Yeah.
But with someone properly pushing him, he's top of the card to me. Like, his matches are phenomenal.
100%. No, I think it's we'll see it eventually. You know, I think Buddy Murphy's going to shrine in the future here. I feel like there's a little feud going on between him and Tommy Young right now.
Oh yeah,
that's gonna prolong companies.
Did you see the video that he released?
Yeah, it was great.
How he's like he's standing in that yard and the guy's like watching him and he's in a weird spot though. Like, Buddy Murphy, as good as he is, he runs the risk, if he would go to an AEW, I feel like he runs the risk of becoming just another match machine guy like Pac or Kenny.
Yeah. Good point.
But with that video kind of gave me hope, because that video, even though he didn't say anything, I felt like there was a creativeness there. There was 100%. Like something more than just, hey, I can put on a good match. So if he taps into that character element, like, man, that could be very exciting.
Now the storytelling appeal is there. It's just we have to unlock it. You know, it's like a tier that we got to get to. I think in long run, if he keeps up with it, it's going to be some brilliant, awesome shit, and we're going to be very excited to see it. You know,
and I think the best part of Buddy Murphy is that they've put him on 205 Live for the majority of his career, a platform that, you know, not a lot of the higher ups really care about to begin with. They just let him go out there and have matches. So, you know, to see him in that spot doing really well now with him completely off the chains, we already know that he's going to be great. And so it's just a matter of where is he going to go and what is he going to do? That honestly, ROH would be great for him.
100%.
Good call, Austin. Good call. And Tyson brought up Tyler Breeze. I don't know if anyone has him on his list, but I did see where he's like, I don't think he said he's not going to AEW completely. What he said was he doesn't want to go right now because he would, and I agree with him, if he went there like in the next month or so, he would get lost in the shuffle of all these major signings. So if, wait a while, if he wants to pop in, maybe
AEW's got a lot going on right now. It's going to be hard for them to sign anybody outside of what the hell the speculation is.
Right.
You know, like I think Vince could show up right now and they'd be like, just sit down. Like, we're good. Don't worry about it. Crazy. My number 8, and I know it's a controversial pick, but I'm dying to see him back into the ring and start doing more stuff. And it's Marty Scurll.
I love it. You had the balls to say it.
Absolutely.
I almost had him there.
Listen, shit happens, but get past the bullshit that we got going on here. Going back to his match with Okada at All In, where the Rainmaker comes, he pulls the umbrella out. That brilliance. His New Japan entrances where he came with the wings. And he was like, you know how fucking hard it took me to get these through customs?
Yeah.
Like, the dude puts in the effort, and I was one of his biggest fans in ring. Just in general, I think getting him, like, say he signs with AEW, but he doesn't join the Elite, and he's like, fuck this, I'm not doing this bullshit, blah, blah, blah. And, like, he's the one guy that's bringing sense of mind. I would love to see it. I think it's a damn shame that, again, life will catch you up so quick. But I think Marty Scurll is a bigger draw than we might not be looking at. I think that there's a lot of potential for him to rise up from the ashes as the Phoenix so does. I think he's going to be great whatever happens in the future. But I was always a big Scurll fan. Only Bullet Club shirt I ever bought was the Villain. I love the moniker. I love the gimmick. I think he was doing
Villain
amazing
Enterprises.
Shit. Absolutely. And he was a smart guy. It was good. It was fun watching his matches. Like I would get like, yes, like on the edge of my seat, ready to fucking fall off. I hope we get to see the return of him one day. And I hope it's in a major spotlight.
Dude, I was so bummed when
fucking heartbroken.
when the NWA, him and Nick Aldis, that feud that they were building up at the Crockett Cup, and then the pandemic hit, and then the speaking out movement hit, and it was just like, man, this guy got just terrible. Yeah. I'm with you, man. Like, people forget he was a major part of being the Elite.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, he was massively over with fans. Like, that same fan base was waiting on him to arrive in AEW. When he re-signed with ROH, I think it shocked a lot of people because everyone at one point thought he was going to be the Dark Order leader.
Yeah, 100%. And
they teased a lot of it too on being the Elite. Right around that time they were teasing it a lot. For him,
I think he even showed up in the background for one of the episodes.
I think you're right.
They were ignoring him. They're like, "Who are you? Like, what's going on?" Like, it was just like, "Come on, guys! It's me. It's Marty. Like, what are you doing?" And like,
Austin, talk about a guy who WWE stifled. Damien Sandow, when he was doing the stunt double with the Miz.
I still have the T-shirt. I was such a stunt double fan. I had his Mizdow shirt. Oh my god.
Dude, that got
so good.
Oh, it was amazing. That was one of my favorite things going on at that time.
Yeah, it was so good.
I love that he even got his own Money in the Bank briefcase. You know, like he was just like,
so good. He handcuffed it to the turnbuckle post. Just little things like that. So great.
He was one of those like Ken Anderson workers. You know, where he was so over, and then they just kind of dropped the ball on him. It was just a shame, man. Hell yeah, Austin. Love the Sandow shirt.
Yeah, so good. Sneed.
So my number 8, I pulled an audible because my number 8 on my list was Braun Strowman, and it was for the reasons that we've already talked about it. So I pulled another name that had made my list once and was off my list, but I put him back, and it's not a huge name, but I think he would be a lot of fun, is Matt Justice.
Dude.
And
huge fan.
Huge fan. One reason is he's a housecore guy. He's that guy is a
his entrance music is lifer.
Exactly. And all of his merch is in that down font. But the showings that guy had when he was on Dark, that's one of the only enhancement talents on there that I always thought, this guy's going to win. He's going to win this match. And he got in and he got his shit in.
And now he's tagging with Mance Warner. They're the tag team champs at GCW. And this guy, I'm with you, Sneed. When he showed up on Dark, like, one, I thought he could win, but more than that, like, just his presence and he looks like a main eventer just in body type.
Well,
he's a big guy.
Yeah.
And he got his shit in too, man. I remember he did some spot on Dark where he came off the top rope and hit the guardrail, and he ate shit
hard. He ate it. Yeah. But I had to throw the audible in there just because I didn't want to have, which it may happen later on.
We're all going to be, the top 5 is going to be just us repeating each other.
Oh yeah. But in the 10 through 6, 10 through 5, I didn't want to, there was another name I could throw in something.
I like that name.
Yeah.
I will go with my number 8 and another recently released guy, Bronson Reed. So much potential in him. I think he's going by Jonah now. At first, when he first came to NXT, I wasn't really big on him, just because like he just wasn't connecting with me. But like ever since like his face turn and like when he really went all in with like North American Championship and everything, I was really a fan of his. When they took the title off of him, I was like, okay, they're gonna bring him to the main roster, whatever. And then fucking that Friday happened, and it's just like shit. All right, but. I think there's just so much that any company, especially Impact, I think that's like the number one spot that I want to see him head on over to. I think anyone could, use him right. He could have a great match with anyone. I'm looking forward to a lot of those matches. I think he's already teased a lot of them, like Ishii, Miro, a lot of really good thick boy matches that we could see.
Boy.
Just so much you could do with him. I even, wanted to see him for a while because when I wasn't a fan of his, like when he was, kind of just starting up, I was like, why don't you just like put a black singlet on him, give him Malcolm Bivens, and just make him like the next King Kong Bundy or something, something, because I felt like he would be much better as a heel. But then once he started getting to his own with his face run, I was like, I kind of dig him. I like him a lot. So he's my number 8 pick, and I'm sure he's going to do great stuff wherever he goes.
Let's continue the discussion because Bronson Reed is my number 7.
Nice.
Dude is untapped. And like Anthony said, I think he was starting to come on, and it shocked me that they released him because I thought he was main roster bound. And dude, when he left for that brief moment and came back with that new entrance where he's like almost like King Kong or Godzilla walking through this, that was such a badass opening. And his finisher, man, when he comes off the top rope like that, that's just scary. The enhancement talent that take that move have to be shitting their pants when he comes off that top rope. Like unreal. Him and Miro, I mean, come on. That is
He's going to be one of those guys that in like a year or so, we're going to be talking about like, again, how did Vince drop the ball on this guy? 100%. And
I love the fire and the piss and vinegar he has. When he got released, he was pissed. He was mad about it, and he's out to prove them wrong. And I love when a talent takes it like that because I feel like it brings the best out of them.
Totally. Absolutely, that makes for good TV. That makes for good character. He's going to be jumping in and being like, I got something to prove, man, and I can't wait to see what he does. And
Bobby Fish has not been discussed yet.
Maybe in the future, but we'll see, right?
Great talent, though. I mean, he's good.
A
little old in the tooth. I didn't realize he was as old as he is.
Yeah,
crazy, he's in his 40s. It's crazy.
It's super wild. My number 7, which might come as a surprise, but Curtis Axel.
Wow,
little baby Henning. We're going through such a time to see the generational movement. We got young talents from all different seeds coming around the planet, man. And I think Curtis Axel kind of got the screw job in WWE, and give him that perfect, gimmick. Have him come out, start chewing the gum, being the sneed fucking badass motherfucker he is. I would absolutely love to see him do something more outside of what he was doing in the WWE thing. He was great. I loved when they did, Curtis Mania or Axel Mania, whatever the fuck it was, and he was coming out and
he was never eliminated from the Royal Rumble.
Exactly. But I feel like his character's there. He's got great in-ring work rate. I think there's something to be proven still that we haven't seen from him, especially because his dad is fucking Mr. Perfect.
Right.
Like, how you gonna piss that one off and like just screw it up, man? I would love to see him do something, maybe Impact, maybe AEW, maybe have him come in as a team. NWA
is a perfect
NWA would be absolutely perfect.
Perfect with his lineage. Have him come in as a legit challenger to Nick Aldis. Oh,
I think that'd be awesome.
Have him do the old school vignette where he's like shooting the basketball at the gym. Like him throw the towel back. Like I would pop so fucking hard if they did it right.
I feel like there's just this group of guys from like the mid 2010s that WWE just like got rid of, and it's just like, how could they do that? Like Curtis Axel, Damien Sandow, Fandango, like all these different guys, and it's like they were so over. How could you drop the Bo Dallas? Another one. Like how could you drop the ball on them?
No, it's crazy.
Sneed had Bo Dallas in his honorable mention.
Bo Dallas was in my honorable mention.
Right? He was in the Wyndham family here.
I still believe it. I still believe.
We're all believers, man. Damn right.
Like Curtis Axel, like Anthony's talking about that group of guys. I feel like a lot of those guys they kind of got pigeonholed into like comedy bullshit. Where if Curtis Axel would have been taken seriously.
He could have been Stone Cold, man. He could
have, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, like you said, Mike, he's got the Hennig. I mean, come on.
Well, I mean, for a while they were taking him seriously. They put him with Heyman. He was like going up against Triple H, and then like all of a sudden it was just like a fast decline. I don't know how especially someone like him that he's a third generation superstar. Like,
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man. Listen, I would want nothing more to see him fucking strive anywhere in the world.
Yeah. Before we go on to yours, Sneed, Matt says, need to stop referring to CM Punk as a free agent. He is not a free agent. He is just someone who quit wrestling and is just returning.
I mean, he's definitely not a free agent come Friday.
No,
but,
he's AEW. He's signed AEW. I mean, we're getting into semantics.
90%, though. 90%.
We're getting into semantics here.
Yeah.
I mean,
I get it.
He's not active. He was out, and he kind of just signed where he wanted. But when you have the ability to go wherever you want, isn't that a free agent?
Yeah.
Spoiler: he made my list. So.
Yeah, he made my list.
Oh, really? Mine too. That's crazy.
Spoiler.
Austin says Heath Slater should also be on SummerSlam card to be the special guest referee for Jinder Mahal, Drew McIntyre. That would be cool with their history, but he's Impact, man. I don't think he's.
I'm loving Slater outside of WWE right now. I think he's killing it, baby. I think he's doing a really good job out there at the Impact Zone. You know, he's a 3-man fan, baby, but he's just one.
He was actually a guest referee at a local show here. He was the guest referee between Matt Cardona and Brian Myers. So
Stang, baby.
That was fun.
That's cool.
I will never know how Mike is always good at these impressions. It just just so naturally to him.
I just flow with it, man. That's what you gotta do. Matthew McConaughey, you just gotta flow with it, baby. You know. All right.
Yeah.
Driving a Buick. We're all good.
Buick.
Where are we on 7?
Yeah, you're on 7.
Yep.
7. So 7 for me. I put Zicky Dice on there.
Yes.
Zicky Dice is my 7 just because that guy, he is a character, man.
Total
His throwback, the guy's work ethic, where he wants to be and how hard he works. I mean, that guy's just, wherever he goes, he's going to shine. And I think that he would be a fit just about anywhere.
Yeah, he was the NWA television champion. You know, he was getting a lot of good praise. And when we spoke to him on the podcast, we asked him, like, who inspired you as a wrestler? And he's like, man, I'm looking at Rick Rude. I'm looking at Mr. Perfect. I'm looking at $1 Million Man. So his whole gimmick is from those over the top heels in the early 90s, which instantly 100%. Made me take notice.
And he has a $7,000 fanny pack. How can you not enjoy somebody that has a $7,000 fanny pack?
That's a modern age Ric Flair thing to be bragging about, you know. Like
exactly.
We don't have the Rolex, baby, but we got the $7,000.
We got the pink. We got the pink fanny pack.
Same here.
3MB.
3MB, baby.
I'm just one man, but I'm a one-man band.
I'm a one-man band. All right. Coming up, number 7 for me. I might be cheating, but I have a tie here because I couldn't put these two like in my top 6 because that's when things start to get, you know, the higher tier, but I didn't want to put them too low and I didn't want to make them like an honorable mention. So I just put them as a tie. First one, got to put them together. The Iconics. Because I couldn't put. Okay, so there's 3 on 1, but
do your thing, man. There's no rules.
Doing my thing, man. Doing my thing.
It's a 3-man band. Three-man band. 1-man.
He's out. Kick him out of the feed. He's done.
I got kids. Come on.
He's done.
Hey, baby, I got kids, man. Don't need to sweat it. All right, it's all good.
Oh man. But Iconics, you know. I actually thought that they were going to be the when Britt Baker was talking about that she was bringing in like backup or whatever for that match. I thought it was going to be the Iconics, and we had that little stable between them. But you know, we were talking about are they going to be together going forward? And I think it's a package deal with the two of them. When they split them up in, you know, their last little run, I loved what Billie Kay was doing, but like then that leaves Peyton Royce, and it's just like you can't have one without the other. No. So I put the Iconics, but also for my number 2 on my number 7, and this was kind of another audible because I remembered that he was in here, and I thought might as well because I'm a big fan of his, always have been. Rob Van Dam. because although he's not going to be, an Impact player on like some of the companies, I just want to see him get back in there and do some matches with some of these newer guys. AEW, WWE, there's a lot of potential for him. I would love to see a little tag team between him and Riddle. I think that's just a match made in heaven.
Yeah, that's true.
So much stuff that they could do with him. Who knows at this point? He was just inducted into the Hall of Fame. They did that little documentary about him. So I could see the door being open for him, for maybe like a small little run. But yeah, I couldn't put one over the other there. So I just jumped them all together. That's my number 7 pick.
I think Rob Van Dam would fit perfectly into what WWE is doing right now.
Hell yeah.
Why not?
I love it, man. You know what?
I think it's a little of an edgy gimmick because he's probably going to bring in his little weed thing because he's got to talk about his CBD, man. So you have that edge to him, but it's another legend. Kind of like guys like now you're seeing Hardy get his little run. Cena's back. It's good to throw in legends every now and then who actually people want to see. So RVD is on the top of my list for that kind of legends that I want to see coming back.
Yeah,
100%. He could still work too.
Hell yeah!
Even his last Impact run was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Anytime he shows up at the Rumble, he's always going above and beyond. The 5-star fucking dude, man. I bought a box of his rolling papers autographed by him, because I had to, and this was right before Mania, so I caught on before the storm, but he was always one of my favorites. Talk about Mr. fucking ECW, early his run with the Hardcore Champion, the Intercontinental Champion, WWE. He's a fucking legend. He deserved the Hall of Fame. One of the only times I agreed with WWE doing a Hall of Fame inductee, I was like, hell yeah, Rob Van Dam, baby. I would love to see him anywhere. I'd like to see him pop up at like the AEW Battle Royal, just for the Battle Royal. Don't get signed. Just come in, do some fucking great spots, because we all love RVD spots, and then have him go back to WWE, do a small run there. Maybe pop up an Impact again because he's the fucking, Impact champion guy. I'm all for it, man.
I would love to see him do a spot in AEW with Orange Cassidy. I feel like that would just be so fucking great.
How is this shit, man?
What are you kicking me? You're not kicking me, brother. Like, what is this?
The Riddles thing, though. The Riddle thing.
Riddle would be great.
Oh, it's going to be so great. They got to do it.
Yeah.
Bro. It would be Bill and Ted of the 2021 era.
yeah. Tyson bringing up the Peyton Royce, that promo she had on Raw Talk. That was good.
Yeah.
And they didn't capitalize off of it. What do you know?
I mean, she was released shortly thereafter. Right?
Yeah, they gave her the match with Asuka, and I think that was the last that we saw of her.
Ridiculous.
So we're on number 6, right?
Yep.
All right. My number 6, Mike has already said, Tessa Blanchard. I think you rolled the dice on Skrull. I'm rolling the dice on Tessa. Tessa, to me, and people can give me shit all they want, but Tessa Blanchard is Charlotte Sasha Banks level good.
Absolutely.
She is that 100%, level.
Yeah.
Just because she's not in WWE and doesn't have that machine behind her, she just talent wise, I mean, that whole program she worked with Sami Callihan was incredible. I had stopped watching Impact for a while, and that program brought me back to Impact because it was so well done.
Right.
And she's someone that I really would be disappointed if she went to WWE, because I think she's someone that could elevate an up and coming women's division. I don't know if she would go back to Impact, but I know ROH is trying to build their division up. They have that tournament going on. She could do big things in ROH. Obviously, everyone says AEW. I mean, a Tessa Blanchard, Britt Baker feud. Come on,
beautiful.
Bring it. And her, Tully is there, and everyone talks about her history and, kind of being rough around the edges in the locker room. I feel like being in a company with your dad that'd be like a good a lighthouse to keep her reined in and centered as a human being. So I love Tessa Blanchard. She's my number 6.
100%, man. I couldn't agree more with you, obviously, because she was on the list. It was hard to put her at number 10, but like I was trying to fill out the rest of this list and make it huge.
It's tough, man. Like, and it's hard.
It is tough, man. Very tough.
And it's hard to believe that she's not somewhere right now.
Right.
Crazy, man. It's, especially being Tully's daughter. Like, I can understand if it was, Tessa something, but she's a Blanchard. She's part of the Four Horsemen lineage. She should be up there, on the fucking marquee everywhere you go, handling shit. And I'm sure she will one day.
She gets forgotten by the fans, especially like the people that weren't watching Impact. Yeah. But to me, she is like, she's a game changer free agent. Like any division she goes into, that division is instantly elevated because she's the type of performer that's going to make everyone who goes into the ring with her step their fucking game up. 100%. Like she is that type of performer, and she's intense. Like her, you want to talk about laying your shit in? Like I believed that she could beat Sami Callihan. That's how good of a character and how stiff she worked. Like I bought in.
She sold it, man. Yeah. No, Sami sold it too, but she did a good job fucking laying it into Sami so he could sell. You don't see that too often, man.
She even had a match with Nick Gage that she won. It was like crazy.
Yeah.
Shout out to my people above,
My boy 2-6.
My number 6 might be a little prematurely shocking, but I feel like it's going to happen. But my number 6 is none other than Adam Cole, baby. Listen, he's already proven himself. I don't think we need to talk about how good Adam Cole is. I think he's going to go on to greatness, whether he leaves WWE or he doesn't.
He needs to leave, man. He needs to get out of there. I was just
about to say, I'd prefer him to be a free bird and just go
get
do his
him
thing.
out. Yeah,
doot, just get out there and do his fucking thing, babe. Man. I think with Brett being in AEW, a lot of social media posts showing up with him in the background at AEW events. I wouldn't be surprised to see Adam Cole show up at AEW, but at the same time, I think he's a hell of a worker. I think he's been doing so much good for the NXT brand, which is hard to fucking do in the WWE, umbrella. Just goes to show he's going to be phenomenal outside of that umbrella and do more for whatever company he signs to. I'd like to see him go back to fucking Ring of Honor, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Let's open Forbidden Doors and just start getting fucking wild. Throw Adam Cole in Ring of Honor, have him show up on Dynamite one night and just be like, yeah, baby, it would be fucking sweet.
I'm honestly shocked, Mike, that he's your number 6.
Yeah. Well, no, I have a lot going above this.
Yeah.
6 is my middle point right here. So I feel like, cause he's not officially released yet, until we get the big announcement, but I felt like he had to be up there because he's a big fucking name, huge draw. I'm here for the fucking Adam Cole takeover after WWE time, 100%. And I feel like the people above Adam Cole are very, very worthy of being in those spots. So we'll just go with that.
Austin throwing us back with this is kind of off topic, but I'd love to see Ryback in an Impact. Just imagine him facing Moose or Big Kaz.
Listen, man, I don't know if I talked about this on air, but I was saying after that last Impact pay-per-view, Kaz fucking sold me.
Dude, he is one of the best big men in the game right now.
Yeah, he's on the top of his game right now.
Like I thought we seen what we were gonna see of him in WWE. I thought it was gonna be that from here on out. He whipped my ass out of the fucking corner and put me in a lockup and said, "Nope, that's not what we're not done yet, baby." I was fucking thoroughly impressed. I think he did a really good job, and I think he's killing it at Impact right now. So I'm all for the big cast thing. Ryback, on the other hand, I'll keep my mouth shut.
I mean, Ryback definitely seems like a guy, an Impact type of guy. Whatever that means, but I could see him being there. But man, I
feel like Ryback is good, on paper, on a roster, but in practice, that's another story.
And he's shit where they say don't shit where you eat. He's done that a lot.
Yeah,
he shits a lot where he eats.
Yeah, he's pissed a lot of people
right
off.
now. Yeah, he's pissed in the pool a few times, and he's like, "Well, me, man."
Nick.
Yeah.
Ric Flair should be everyone's number one free agent.
Hey, he made my honorable mention too.
If we're talking about Ric
Right.
Flair 1992,
Yeah, 89.
Goddamn right.
Bring it on,
Yeah.
man. Bring it on.
Ric Flair 99. I just don't see him after all these surgeries and shit getting back full time. One more run, Daddy. I'm the king of the castle.
He's gonna start hitting himself and bleeding again.
dude, I'm wearing. I've got the Space Mountain
Space
Ric Flair
Mountain.
T-shirt on. A big fan.
Love it.
Oldest ride,
Longest line.
yeah. All right, so I think it's on me for 6, right?
Yep.
Yes.
So I'm going to bring up a previous comment from Austin. We can go and just flip the 6 upside down. Enzo Amore is my number 6.
I love
think
it.
Every company that doesn't have him in there right now is completely screwing up. I think the fact that he's not somewhere with his mic skills, I don't know. I mean, he's definitely top 3 mic skills in wrestling right now.
Oh, he's
That guy, and say what you want about him, I think he's good in the ring too.
Yeah, and for him, he doesn't have to be Kenny Omega in the ring.
Right.
No.
Like, dude, he made 205 Live interesting.
He's the smack talker Skywalker. Come on.
How you doing? You know?
Dude,
Yeah.
I think he's someone like, man, talk about someone who would just elevate Impact. I know W. Morrissey, formerly, Big Cass is over there. I don't want to necessarily see them together again.
No.
I like what W. Morrissey's doing, but Enzo in that company just talking shit on the mic would be awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
100% agree with you. And he's a good dude. We met him at the Chicago Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And I gave my nephew 2 options. Like, you get 1 autograph and we can go talk to everybody. So he chose Christian Cage as his autograph. And we walked up to fucking, Enzo. And Enzo was like, hey, he's like, you hold my phone for a minute. I'm going to do the chicken dance with your kid and we'll put it up on my Instagram. He's like, don't worry about it, brother. He's like, I got you. He's like, I don't want you spending the money either, And
I love that he calls it the chicken dance.
Chicken dance,
That's awesome.
But
What the fuck else would you call it?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. But he put it up on his Instagram story where they're both doing the thing and they're having a good time, So I feel like he's like the Andrew Dice Clay of modern day wrestling, and we need more of that in fucking pro wrestling. He's fantastic. Man.
He's a throwback. He's a character,
Yeah.
man. He is a character.
Oh,
He did an outdoor show here at a local promotion, and on his way here, they got lost in the mountains. And that Instagram story was more entertaining than any promo on WWE right now.
They're the fucking sticks. I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's
fucking
crazy.
woods.
And he cut a full promo. And then when he came out that night, he chose his entrance music because it was outside. Right before he went out, he chose his entrance music as Dancing in the Moonlight,
Nice.
which is what he came out to. It's just little things like that, man, is the reason I think he has to be somewhere.
And dude,
Realest guy in the room.
he comes on Busted Open
My
Radio. He comes on Busted Open Radio pretty frequently as a guest. And I was never like big into him. Like, I didn't know, he had a reputation backstage with certain guys, and you don't know how they are, but dude, he seems like a good, solid dude. And I think his mind for the business is underrated. I'm not saying work rate in the ring, but just his mind for being a character and getting the business.
He loves the business, man.
He's smart,
Yeah.
man.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That shit he did when he was in the crowd at WWE, and he had the hoodie on, and everybody
Or
started
is it
chanting.
Survivor
so
Series?
great.
Yeah, and it was fucking. The crowd was like, so like
He had
it
the
was
black
over.
wig on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they kicked him out.
I miss their intro, man.
Oh, me too, man.
And this right here, this is Big Cass, and he's 7 foot tall. I mean, that was one of the best. One of
Oh,
the
you
best.
just-
I mean, I don't know if he's popped up there yet, but like the number one spot that I want to see him, GCW. I feel like he would like just
Oh,
slot
he'd be
yeah.
great.
like kind
Yeah.
of take on a Matt Cardona role where it's like everyone just hates him, but he's just so good at it.
Look at this light tube bullshit
Oh,
going
yeah.
on here. Thumbtacks in my back? No fucking way, Jack. What's going on?
Austin, he has put on weight. He's been hitting the weight room hard. He's jacked up.
Hell yeah, man! I'm all for it, man. Give me
Mike, that was
Enzo.
Perfect.
That was so good.
Somebody needs to tag Enzo in that because he has to steal that.
Yeah.
And bam, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, Anthony's number 6.
This is where my list starts to get a little wonky.
Okay.
This is the top tier, and some of my placement is a little weird. But thankfully, Mike Belcaster took my number 6, so it's not that wonky. But yeah, I went with Cole also. You know, I'm one of those guys that also thinks that he's out of there. Like, you know, you could talk about the $1 million deals, you know, they're promising him all this stuff. And I would believe that if I believed that they gave him $1 million, you know, that he would take it. But there's no way that there's one report that says that he's got $1 million deal. There's another report that's telling you that they're not making any real push to keep him. So it's like, what could you believe at this point? So with all that out of the side, with the situation that he's in, I knew right from the Bobby Fish release that he was out of there, and it's just gotten progressively worse. So there's just the chips are just aligning in a way that the stars are aligning in a way that it's just Cole's got to get out of there, and he's got to get an AEW. I feel like that's the only spot for him that he would leave for. I don't know if he would make a you know, little role in ROH. I think that would be fun. But if he's, you know, set on leaving WWE, I feel like it's AEW or it
has to be
nowhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just, you know, like we've already said, Britt's there. He could have so many great matches. And I feel like that's a trend with everyone going to AEW. It's like they could have great matches, but it's like, it's true. He fits the style. He fits the vibe. Like, it's got to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what happens when he signs that $1 million deal? He is target number 1 to be cut. When those new cuts come along and Vince is like, he's so small.
What the fuck are we paying him $1 million for? Damn it.
He's not even 5'2". What is this shit? God damn it. Give him a fight book, motherfucker.
and then everybody in the wrestling community are going to be shocked. I can't believe they cut Adam Cole.
It's like they gave him $1 million deal, dude. He's the first one to go when Nick Khan gets his little eraser out to mark them off the list. Come on.
There's Adam. There's Adam Cole's name. There used to be his name.
They're like, how the fuck did this get here? $1 million? What? I think they put in one too many zeros.
Number 5 for me.
Nope.
Okay, this is where it gets interesting.
Uh-oh.
Number 5 for me, Brock Lesnar. He arguably one of the biggest draws in wrestling. Like, as far as like, you know, he goes to UFC, their pay-per-views go off the charts. Some of their biggest pay-per-view numbers ever was when Lesnar was fighting. When he comes back to WWE, huge. I mean, it brought the company back a little bit. But the reason he's not higher to me is like, I know people say he cares about the business, but he just seems like a guy who does it for a paycheck. He comes in, does his thing. Now, if he wants to re-sign with WWE, I think that's probably best for him. I don't want to see him in AEW. And I think that's the only other company that would even have a shot at getting him because his price tag's so high.
Yeah.
But AEW, I think, runs on having people in it that love the business. They want the camaraderie, the locker room camaraderie, everyone rallying to build this company.
He just doesn't fit that. Yeah.
He doesn't fit that. So that Brock Lesnar, just on sheer name value, and what he brings to the table as far as star power, I had to put him in my top 5 at number 5.
I mean, the WWE could use him, especially for this Saturday. You know, we have a whole WWE championship match with the wrong challenger.
Right.
So,
yeah.
You know what? I think Brock really respects and loves the business. So I don't think that like he's completely shit out in AEW or anything like that. But I just think he doesn't like the way he's been living the business. Because he put out, there was like an interview saying he's like, they tried putting over, somebody against the champion on Raw. And he's like, "It's stupid." He's like, "I'm not fucking with that." He's like, "Why would you put somebody over the champion? Then they should be the fucking champion. You come to see the champion wrestle." And like that made more sense to me than anything I've seen on WWE in the last 2 years. You know what I mean? I was like, "Huh,
no, yeah,
well, holy shit!" So he gets the fucking business. Like,
yeah. I think he has a lot of that Undertaker mentality in him. Like that everything has to make sense. I'll put a guy over. He puts guys over all the time if he believes in it.
Yeah.
But
I think if you flash back to Austin and Brock on regular television, I think Brock would totally agree. Like, fuck that. Why would Stone Cold let me go over? Like, put him over, and then we'll do it at the pay-per-view. Let's make some money. And that's the truest shit in the world, man.
Nick says he brought up a name that's very interesting. I don't know if you guys know of this guy. Honorable mention for me, not sure if he would count, but I would love to see Gable Stevenson compete somewhere. Would be interesting. Dude, everybody is going to go after this guy.
Yeah. Movies are going after him. Like, it's such in a high demand right now.
Yeah,
I'm ready, willing, and Gable. Like,
I guarantee you, if they bring him in the WWE Alpha Academy, and he's done on the spot.
Yeah, he's a game changer athlete. I mean,
no, for sure. Anybody who's an actual pro athlete and not shitting on the business, I think he would add fucking dollar signs to anything that you sign him up for.
Ponytail Lesnar. That's the only Lesnar I want to see is ponytail, meat cutting Lesnar.
I was gonna say maybe he just comes in with his meat cutting gimmick. Maybe that's who he is.
Love it,
the butcher.
The butcher.
Did WWE already sign Gable Stevenson?
I think he was talking shit online. I don't know if he's officially.
Well, he's
signed.
been going at Jake Hager. I mean, they were going. They had a little back and forth.
Everything I've seen, he's teasing both. He's wanting these companies to get in a bidding war.
Yeah, he hasn't confirmed anything, but I know that like everyone is going after him.
He's a smart cookie. He's playing both sides. All right, so moving on. My number 5 is it might be a shocker actually. It's Davey Boy Smith Jr.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay.
Fuck yeah. Because you know why? Because I worked with Harry Smith a few years ago. I've seen him do some of his best work on the indies. I think him signing to WWE would again disservice his credit, much like Curtis Axel. You're talking lineage. You're talking the British fucking Bulldogs kid. I feel like all these guys need to meet Brian Pillman Jr. and fucking make a stable and
how great would that be, man?
That would be great.
It's so fucking. It's right there in front of us. Like
it's like Legacy, but correct.
Yeah. No, like a real fucking Legacy, and not Bob Orton's kid and fucking Ted DiBiase. No, Harry Smith is one of the fucking best workers. Not only out on the free agency list, but in wrestling right now in general. His shit on New Japan is fantastic. I don't know if you guys have been following that. His anything outside of the WWE bubble, he's really fucking killed it. He was the Resistance Pro champion when I was in the Indies. That was our champion for fucking like 8 months. I seen him tear it down with some fucking awesome names. Just a great way. You'd be walking into the venue. It'd be like 2 PM. They just finished setting up the ring. Harry would be on his neck doing rolls, fucking working the whole time. You're like, he's in great shape. Why is he doing this? Because he fucking cares. That's why. Awesome. He was always in the ring, busting fucking hump. And I almost put him at number 3, and it was just a big surprise, but I think whatever he fucking does, as long as he doesn't go to WWE, which there's rumors going around that
didn't he just work a dark match?
Yeah, he was in the dark match, and then he was never there after.
I fucking hope he never goes back. I hope he pops up on AEW sooner than later. He's great. Obviously friends with Natty, Tyson Kidd, all this shit. So it's not out of the realm, but I know his potential's out there to be doing something bigger and grander.
And I know Jericho's high on him. Jericho's brought him up in interviews countless times.
Yeah. No, if he's if WWE brings him in right this time and they throw him into the big picture shit, I would be all for it. But You know, I've seen the past before. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Give me Austin. Put him on the phone. God damn it. But yes, David fucking Davey Boy Smith Jr. Fucking champ, man.
I like that pick.
Nice pick.
Hell yeah.
Speedo.
Number 5 for me, Bully Ray. I want to see Bully Ray. I think right now is the perfect time to send him to Impact, and then for him and Christian to have a little program going. I think that would be
fuck, dude. Have Bully Ray be the guy to, if they should have had him be the guy that took the belt off Omega, because they've got heat, because Bully Ray is hypercritical of Kenny Omega on Busted Open Radio, so they already had that built-in kind of fan heat.
I want to see him come in a reality angle like that. Like that would have been amazing. But I think he is somebody that could come in with a reality angle like that and completely bring reality into a storyline.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
John, sorry I couldn't join you guys. My top 5 would have been Bray, Bronson, Ruby Soho, Harry Smith, another guy on Harry Smith, and Daniel Bryan. I like it.
Baby.
I like it.
Very solid.
We miss you, John.
Oh yeah.
Boney Khan.
We miss you, Boney.
We miss you, Boney.
Oh, BK.
Tyson's on Mercedes Martinez.
Yeah.
Oh, did I see correctly? Is she? I saw that she has a match, I think, in Impact. Is it Impact or NWA? She already has something lined up.
She's got something. I don't know if it's for any of the big, or it might be NWA. I didn't hear anything about NWA. I know she's on an indie show. I forget where, but she might be on Empower. That would be great. I would love to see that.
Great.
I think Empower is really captivating and taking all these female talents that aren't under contract. Yeah, I don't want to see no Harry Smith working dark matches, brother.
David Hart Smith,
Nick,
put him over.
Peraza. It's Mercedes and Deanna.
Oh no, that's Melina versus Peraza.
No, but I think it's on Impact. It's not on NWA. Empower. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, that's dope. Oh,
wow. No, it's not for Impact.
Oh,
for NWA. I think I'm right. I'm pretty sure that I think she's busting the Empower gimmick. I'm all for it. Whatever. Put her fucking up front.
I know she does. Deanna does have Melina at the pay-per-view.
Right.
Yeah.
But
we're over, Bill.
Okay, hold on. Mercedes Martinez got a match in October for Wrestling Pro against Deanna Purrazzo for Impact Wrestling Knockouts. That's what it was. It's for the
that makes sense.
Belt.
October, okay. That's the 90 days.
Yeah. Okay.
But too many damn forbidden doors.
Oh man. All right. Coming at my number 5, and kind of goes hand in hand with my number 6, because to me, this is the most interesting WWE potential free agent right now. More interesting than Adam Cole, Pete Dunne. I mean, there's so much that you could put Pete Dunne in New Japan and just watch what happens. Jesus Christ, dude. So many great matches that you could have. To me, I say that he's the more interesting free agent because, Adam Cole leaving, it won't be a huge loss in the WWE's mentality, or the way the higher ups look at look at their product. For Pete Dunne to leave, someone who's fit for someone that the WWE really is high up on, that would just be a huge blow to them, and they better do everything that they can to hold on to him, because if he leaves, you have that program with Samoa Joe lined up. Yep. I'm sure they want to bring him to the main roster and do something with him. You can't lose someone like him. So that just makes him even more valuable. Yeah. So, I'm really also just looking at it like the matches he could have. You want to put him in AEW, you could put him in AEW, but like I said, I want to see him in Japan. I think he could have so many great matches over there. And I mean, that's my pitch on Pete Dunne. I really want to see him leave though, because there's so much potential for him.
Dude, him in New Japan, or him even facing Jonathan Gresham in ROH would be
ROH. Go for it, man. The pure title, or
and don't discredit the Forbidden Door. With Pete Dunne signed with New Japan, we could see him on AEW. We could see him fucking anywhere. We got
The door's
that's
open,
the beauty.
man.
Yeah, the beauty right now is there's a fucking it's a beautiful painting, man. We can put whatever colors we want on the canvas. We're gonna fucking make some magic over here, man.
That's the beautiful thing. Anybody who goes to NWA, Impact, New Japan, AAA, or AEW could show up in any of those companies.
Yeah.
So it's
possibly
like
Ring of Honor in the future. Yeah. Who fucking knows? Like it's just beginning. It's gonna be great, man.
Someone not on the list due to not being given a chance. Should companies give David Benoit a chance?
Fuck yeah. They totally should. Yeah. Why would you hold that against him just because of what happened? Yeah.
I mean, is he really
short.
training
I don't
though?
like him.
Is he like he's so short?
Looks like a goddamn dwarf. What is the problem?
Do you think companies would want to keep him Benoit, or do you think they would want to change the name?
I think that's your one fucking circumstance you can get away with keeping him Benoit, because everybody knew, like, of course, the bad shit that happened with Chris and the family.
It's not his fault though.
Right.
That's not his fault, and that's the one that he might be the saving grace to the Benoit legacy. You know what I mean?
Around.
Like,
yep.
Yeah, like fucking let it happen. Don't talk about his dad. Talk about him.
Hell yeah.
When I heard him in an interview say if he would ever wrestle, he wanted to come out to his dad's old music too.
Yeah. I would love it.
Great music, man.
Love that entrance.
Just think about that though. He could be the one saving grace to the Benoit legacy. He might be the door that opens it up, and we don't have to talk about Benoit in a negative light.
Right.
And like, of course, what he did was fucking unforgivable, unforgettable. Right. Don't fucking mention it. I totally understand that, but you can't take it out the fact that he was such a great wrestler. Yeah, it'll take away from fucking the world of it. Yeah, I would love to see him get a chance, but I think his son coming up and doing just as good, if not better, than his dad was, that he would be a fucking beast. Yeah,
like you said, he would reclaim the name. Like
100%.
Right. I feel like AEW would take the chance on him.
Jericho,
exactly. They have so many supporters for him over in AEW that they definitely should.
And
they really
he
should.
Looks just like his fucking dad.
I know.
Oh my God,
it's so crazy. Weird. Yeah, I would love to see totally happen.
Who would you rather see? Oh, we got a Twitch viewer.
Twitch comments. There we are.
Who would you rather see come out of retirement and go to NXT? Monty Brown or Monty Brown, dude.
Monty Brown.
Yeah, Monty Brown was a beast in the
Pounce.
Tits nasty.
You left the key underneath the mat, and I might just walk through that door, dude. What did you see the post where Will Ospreay said he is in LA now? He's not going to Japan.
Right.
He's going to be wrestling for New Japan Strong in Los Angeles. We are going to get a Will Ospreay Kenny Omega match, I think.
Fuck that. I want Will Ospreay versus fucking Bryan Danielson. Like
Bryan Danielson wants that. I forget who mentioned it, but he was like, that's one of the main matches that Bryan wants right now is him and Will Ospreay. Shit, dude.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I think Ospreay staying there,
just the chest
staying
slaps
in the States is the best thing right now. Because he could have some great matches in Japan, but he
opens up
so
everything.
Many better matches. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm looking forward to it.
Tyson agrees with us. Don't put the burden of what his dad did. If David is good, let him showcase it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let him be him. Let him be him. Yeah.
Right.
So are we on is it on me, number 4?
Yes, number 4.
All right, number 4 for me is someone Mike just mentioned, Daniel Bryan. I mean, what is there to say about Daniel Bryan? He's awesome. I mean, like, he's going to change the culture for any company he goes to. Obviously, I think that company is definitely going to be AEW.
For sure.
I think he's going to work in New Japan a little bit too when things open up a little more. I would have put him higher, but I wonder how much road wear he has on him. Like how long is he going to be able to truly have those top tier matches? I think we're going to get great stuff out of him. He's not as high as some of the other people because he's a little long in the tooth, you know, like you got to think about the injury that put him out of WWE for a couple years. I do think though, I mean, these top 4 for me are so hard. I could interchange any of them, but he is a guy. There's 2 or 3 people on this list that I think instantly makes WWE fans who do not watch AEW tune in. And Daniel Bryan is one of those people. If a WWE fan who hasn't given AEW a shot hears that Daniel Bryan is there, I think there's a lot of those people that will start watching.
For sure.
So
couldn't agree with you more.
Number 4, Daniel Bryan for me.
Right. My number 4, we've touched upon her in the last ones, but I think Ruby Soho, Ruby Riott.
I love it.
Anybody that thinks that she's going to show up somewhere and not be a game changer, especially with like the AEW's women division, not shitting on them at all because they're doing great shit right now.
Right.
We're seeing some of the biggest buildups and some of the best work coming out of AEW with the women's division. But I think if Ruby comes there, she's going to absolutely change the game of the women's division for AEW. And that goes for any other fucking company she chooses to work with.
Mm-hmm.
If she shows up at Ring of Honor, she's going to be better than Chelsea Green. You know, if she shows up at Impact, she's going to be smoking, you know, the whole fucking company. I think she's one of those people that's going to come off these releases with a chip on her shoulder saying, fuck you, I could prove that it wasn't, you know, the Sarah Logan squad. It was the fucking Riot squad for a reason. It's because she ran that shit.
Right.
And I think, you know, another person that I've worked with in the past, but I think she's not just a great worker. She's fucking awesome mind for the business. She's a great talent to have. She's very interactive with her fans. She's a top-notch fucking person to have on any roster. And I'm all for it, man. Give me Ruby Soho wherever she goes, you know.
Isn't it funny how there are so many people on this list? Like Ruby is a prime example of this, where outside of WWE, they feel like they could be a major player, but inside WWE, they were never viewed as, like, Ruby was never. There was the Charlottes, Becky's, and Sasha's, and then Ruby was a notch below that. Where to me, as soon as she goes outside of the company, another company puts her up into that upper echelon with the Charlottes and Sasha's and, you know, Bailey's, and it's weird how that works. Like that company holds people down a little bit sometimes.
Well, yeah, it's just like if you had Steve Jobs working at Microsoft and he's like, you know, fuck this. I've been trying to make this phone for years, and then he goes to fucking Apple. They're like, "Oh shit, pal, you really got a big phone there." Oh, yeah, all right, like, you know, it's always going to be viewed in the eyes of the beholder. You know, that's what beauty is. I think she's going to fucking just ascend and ascend and ascend. It's going to be like the Yodel game on Price is Right. She's going to all the way to the fucking top, and she's going to kill it, man.
I agree, J-Bone, for sure.
Totally.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, those vignettes she's doing make her feel special. Like, oh shit, what's she gonna do? You know?
And I feel like the New York tease was the train left for New York. So she's not going to New York anymore. She can turn around and find out better options. And I was like, oh yes.
I love that. I love that. It had like cool indie music playing behind it. It just had like a very cinematic quality to it. I love it.
Very reminiscent of Mox when he was breaking out of the prison kind of theme.
Right.
You know, I was just like, all right, we're moving on. And I love that these people are like, you know, Aleister Black, you know, Ruby, they're all finding these little cool platforms to like tease and do their own fucking thing on it without it being, you know, it's Ring of Honor production, it's an Impact production, it's an MLW production. It's just like fucking get out there and do your thing on your own, put the work and get yourself over. Love it. So that's why she's number 4, brother.
Nick, I had Buddy Murphy at number 8 on my list. Did anybody else have him?
I don't think so.
No. Okay. But I agreed with your number 8.
Yeah.
This was really fucking hard to squeeze in people.
This list is
my honorable mentions was everybody that wasn't on my one.
Exactly.
Like,
everyone could
fucking everybody.
Everyone could be on this list, honestly. Like you can make a case for any of them. It's crazy.
100%.
Sneed.
Yeah, so before we move on, Mike, can I get another Price is Right yodel out of you?
Yeah. Okay.
I love it.
The man of 1,000 voices.
Yeah. I mean, out of all the things I thought we were going to get in this video, Price is Right Yodel is definitely not. So, my number 4, I mean, this list is here. This is where we get Adam Cole, and it's for every reason. Get him out of WWE. He's done in WWE. He's not going to make any more of an impact, no pun intended, over there. Get him out. Send him to AEW.
Adam Cole.
Plain and simple.
Yep.
Easy.
Make it the undisputed error. And
Austin's pretty hot about.
Hey,
Austin's hot about James.
Just hold on. We'll get to him. Don't worry.
Dude, there's 3 more spots, dude.
There's 3 more spots.
Sorry,
Come on.
Why, man?
Any man with 2 fists.
I was with Carmella, baby. What are you talking about? I don't get it, man. This is crazy.
The man with no chin.
Oh man. My number 4. I thought it was going to be controversial to put him this low, but thankfully Chad did it as well. So we're all good here. But Daniel Bryan, he's going to have such great matches in AEW. Yeah. Anyone from Omega to like Daniel Garcia, he's going to have some amazing matches.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I want to see him on Dark, just going at like a bunch of guys. Any chance that I think the main goal that I want to see with Daniel Bryan in AEW is one match with at least everyone in the company that you would want to see him go up against.
Just one gauntlet match.
Yeah.
All 2 hours.
Fabulous Disaster in the building.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, I mean, if this is going to be like his last kind of, go at it, like being a full-time, part-time, whatever you want to call him, why not? Put him up against all the guys that we want to see him up against. I'm sure he wants to go up against them too. And, the Forbidden Door just makes it so much more better. And we already talked about the Will Ospreay match. Wheeler would be great.
Get a Wheeler match.
Put him against Jay White. Put him up against both guys in 2.0. You know what I mean? Just like
give him to everybody.
Want to take a swing at me? Like anyone. Just like fuck, man. I'm looking forward to Bryan. He's going to be a game changer.
Oh yeah,
absolutely, 100%, man.
I think we're on you, Anthony.
Oh. No, it's on me.
Oh, that was me. I up the chat.
That was okay.
Number 3. All right. Number 3. This guy could have easily been number 1. But he's not. He's number 3. Bray Wyatt. I mean,
yep.
At this point, like, I don't want to give reasons why he's not number 1, because any of these guys are interchangeable for number 1.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So but the matches, obviously, like he's good in the ring, but that's not what excites me about Bray Wyatt. He's a wrestler. When I think Daniel Bryan, when I think Adam Cole, those are like, think of the matches. Bray is, think of the stories.
Yes.
Think of what is his new gimmick? What's the vignettes going to be like? What kind of video packages is he going to have? What's his music and entrance going to be like? And I brought up Daniel Bryan, bringing in those WWE fans that aren't watching AEW. If a Bray Wyatt goes to AEW, there's a host of people that are tuning in just because he's there. He's one of the. I think. Out of everyone in the free agent market, I think Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt are destination viewing, where WWE fans will follow them wherever they go.
Yes,
100%.
So with Bray, I mean, I think he's one of the most creative people in pro wrestling right now. And the excitement level of me thinking about Bray in a company that has a TV 14 rating, where he can get a little darker and really not be as reined in as he was in, and they let him do some crazy shit even in WWE. So for him to go to a company that would let him do even more, that is exciting.
Exactly.
Totally.
Bray is in the prime of his career. Agree.
Yes, sir. No, 100%.
Cult of Wyndham is coming. Like, what is the Cult of Wyndham going to be too? Like, that's exciting. So,
well, My number 3, I couldn't agree more. The cult of Wyndham is here. Bray Wyatt, man. And not taking away from Bray Wyatt, which is like you said, but he's a fucking attraction.
Yeah, dude. Well said.
Talk about taking hot glue and sticking it to your TV and just shoving your face there. Like you feel that shit. Like even in he was the only reason I would tune into fucking clips of WWE. It's like, what's Bray doing this week? What's Bray doing? Hey, how's it going there, buddy? How you doing? And welcome to the fucking,
what's up?
What's up, buddy?
Franco.
Argentina, nice.
Here from Mike's IG stories. Hello from Argentina, new sub. Hope all you guys are good. Thanks for tuning in, dude.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome, man. We appreciate that.
Hell yeah.
Stick around.
Bray, baby. Right. I think Bray Wyatt is on his way to make some money, baby. Wherever you put him, it's going to be insane. And I really think the fitting thing for him to do, I don't want him to join the fucking Dark Order. I want him to go to AEW and be the Brody presence there. Yep. I want this from Bray Wyatt. I want all the fucking madness, mayhem. I want to make it like the biggest horror show you could possibly do.
Yeah.
And just be like, exactly. I would love the Joker. You want to know how I got these scars?
You want to know how I got these scars, man?
And being on fucking TV all week.
Just got to follow the buzzards, man.
I got a question for you, Mike.
Yes, sir.
For everyone. You know how, we were getting... they're kind of teasing CM Punk about to arrive. And then when they did Sting just showed up. It was a surprise.
Yeah.
I feel like with Bray, I want a couple months of mysterious, ominous vignettes.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Where it's not really saying it's him, but you're thinking like, who everyone thinks it's him, but we don't necessarily know.
One of the best build-ups to a debut that I've seen to this day, the Wyatt family, and just those, like, we knew that it was the Wyatt family, but those little creepy vignettes that you would get for 2 months. Fucking great stuff.
It's weird to think how creative he is that his dad is. Mike Rotunda.
Dude,
what was his name in WCW?
VK Wall Street.
Wall Street.
VK Wall Street.
I would love for them to slow build the Wyatt and do it like a blackout one show, make it look like it was just a technical difficulty. To next week, it's like they're doing a backstage thing and it just
like the feed gets hacked.
Just fucked up. And then, like, it just slowly builds up and up and up. And maybe, like, you cut in, like, Tony Schiavone's in the ring and you just hear laughter.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And just fucking, it'll be like, what the fuck is going on? And then whoever the top guy, let it be. Let's just go with Omega. Omega's in the ring shitting on fucking, whoever, I don't need this bullshit. I'm fucking the Canadian fucking Maple Leaf. This is what I'm doing. And then it just cuts. And then you just cut back, and it's just him holding him and Sister Abigail, and he just does the kiss, fucking throws him to the side, and just falls to his knees. Give me, I want fucking Well, I want like the Slipknot. You cannot kill what you did not create.
Yeah,
give me that fucking vibe. Dude. Oh God,
I want his story. I want his story to be. If this makes sense, I don't want his story to just be coming in and being a one-on-one. He's targeting a single wrestler. I want when he comes, he's coming after the entire company.
Yeah,
it's a big thing. Not like NWO. He's coming to take over. But I want the feeling like the entire Tony Khan feels threatened by him being there. I wanted that level of
That's what I thought the vibe of The Fiend was going to be, that he was just like this overall presence, like the biggest heel in the company.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was going after all of his old rivals and all this shit. Like,
I want him to feel like the final boss, the final boss, the guy.
100%.
Yeah. That's exactly what the point of I want this to be like an attack.
Yeah.
I want this,
and he's the only guy that could pull it off in my eyes. He's the only guy.
But look at it this way, even with the Forbidden Door stuff, Imagine if it started on AEW, streamed in the Impact, streamed in the Ring of Honor, streamed in the fucking New Japan, and it was just the invasion of Wyatt or the Wyndham.
Yeah.
You know,
Could you imagine him just taking over every company, just
yeah,
like those little, like you're watching Impact, it's the same type of feed, you know, kind of interruption, RO, you know, NWA, just fucking all of them. He takes over the wrestling world. And that's him getting back at Vince and everything. It's just him taking over.
He has the mind for that. He's the type of guy that would come to Tony and be like, okay. He's like, okay, I know we could have me feud with Omega or attack this guy, but what if we get with Scott D'Amore, we get with Billy Corgan, we create this storyline that spreads across multiple promotions, and I am the big bad of all the that would be fucking incredible.
No, I want a Freddy Krueger. Like,
don't
sleep, baby. I'm coming for you. And like, just imagine if it, like, he just cuts out and it's just like 1, 2, Wyndham's coming for you.
I'm in it. I'm in it.
Yeah, I'm fucking give it to me, man. Fuck yeah. All right.
Awesome.
Enough hard-ons for Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
You're number 3.
I mean, we can probably just move on. My number 3 was Bray Wyatt. I mean, that's
good shit, pal.
No more reasons.
I think we've given all the reasons.
Yeah.
My number 3. I'm gonna get shit for this one, but CM Punk. I put him at my 3. One, because you know, he's going AEW. Like, for me, it's like, how could I invest in him as a free agent when it's like, I know that he's going to be there? You know what I mean?
Right.
Whereas the next two have more potential of, like, you know, really, where are they going to go? So that was like my main thing. But, you know, like Chad said, like, my top 4, you could really put in any of just the number 1 spots. But, you know, everything that Punk's been doing, you know, with the 05, 11, 21, that shit is just gets me so excited.
Oh, no.
But, you know, part of me also, which Mike won't like this, but part of me just wishes that it's like 9:59 and everyone's just chanting CM Punk before the show starts, and you just look on Twitter and CM Punk made his debut at the end of SmackDown, and everyone's like,
God,
what
meltdown.
the fuck just happened?
The United Center would get burned to the ground.
Literally,
it would be bad.
I like my companion. Just I don't mean to interrupt, but I don't think Tony Khan's that dumb to kill off.
I know he's not.
But
I know he's definitely. If anything,
I would
be
pop
a Punk
for that too.
Yeah,
for sure.
Anything,
but
I think that would be a Punk thing. Is like, if he, you know, behind the scenes didn't like AEW, Tony Khan, or, you know, something, you know, that would be something that I would be like 90% Sneed.
Sneed's only 90% in.
Are you sure it's not like at least like 92, 93?
Absolutely not.
We're maxing at 90?
He's sticking at 90.
Not.
Yeah, but I don't see that whole SmackDown thing happening, but like,
no,
that would be
cry.
so interesting. But yeah, I mean, it speaks for itself, and I'm sure you guys are going to have a lot of reasons for him. But, you know, he's one of those guys that right now is just like taking over the wrestling world, and it's awesome.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
Get in it.
Well, let's keep the CM Punk talk going, because he's my number 2.
Ooh,
okay.
CM Punk number 2. The only reason he wasn't number 1, and I kind of brought this up with Daniel Bryan, is age. Like,
okay, yeah.
When I'm thinking of your number 1 pick, you know, we're taking this almost like a draft. You know, if you're drafting at this point, you're not going to get as much longevity out of him. But that being said, like we said, any of these guys could be number 1. This guy, this is going to be the to me, the most impactful return we've seen in a long, long time. And it doesn't matter what he does. It doesn't matter what feud he's in. When he comes out this Friday at Rampage, Mark it. It's going to happen. I hope they do it at the very top of the show. I hope
it's got to happen
at the top.
My prediction is that what I would love to see, you start off the show, crowd chanting CM Punk, commentary. You know, if you wanted to get like your Friday night, you know what that means, whatever.
It's Friday night, you know what that means, man.
Yeah, you get that in. Just silence until Cult of Personality hits. He walks out. CM Punk chants whatever. He's standing in the ring. He just says, "I'm all elite." Drops the mic and leaves. That's all we need now.
Anything. Yeah. Welcome to WCW Rampage.
Oh, fuck. I just really hope that Jericho doesn't start screaming over his entrance. Oh my God, it's CM Punk. I went up against him at WrestleMania 28. Oh my God, I saw him in WWE. Oh, damn it. Like, I really just hope we don't get that.
I want to see what he says.
Franco knows.
I almost want. I feel like if you're building it, yeah, he could come out, drop the mic, and it would make you tune in for Dynamite. But I want him to unload on a promo. Yeah. I want a classic.
I would totally love 55 fucking minutes of CM Punk just going, "Yep, nope, dude, not doing this, not doing that." Like just give me a full Rampage. That's just promo work.
And you got to think that Darby's going to be involved somehow too. I was thinking maybe even like they do a little stare down, and then like the Men of the Year come out, and they just like beat the shit out of them or whatever. Just something to set up Darby and Punk.
Do you guys, this is a good question. Is CM Punk going to AEW like Hulk going to WCW?
It's definitely this generation's version of that. I mean, from a younger fan who hasn't lived through Hogan, that's what it feels like to me.
The only difference is CM Punk hasn't been active.
That's the
only difference. But I think that may have been a little bit of why I didn't put him at number one, because as far as importance of a return of a signing, CM Punk is number one. I don't think they're just, you're talking about a guy the crowd has chanted for 7 years and he's back. That's huge. That is fucking huge. And I don't know. I just think there is a little bit of that made me not put him at one, wondering, okay, he's been gone 7 years. What's he going to be like in the ring?
Yeah, that's fair.
But I do think he's going to look good. I think a lot of people are selling him down the river. Yeah. I think he wouldn't come back unless he was training his ass off. I think 100%. He's going to shock a lot of people. People forget how fucking good that guy was.
Yeah.
We're not talking about a mid-card guy. He never got his just desserts in WWE. I mean, he was huge in WWE, but you look at his shit in ROH. I mean, this guy he can tell stories in the ring better than almost anyone.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when he comes back, we are going to get hopefully a good solid 3 or 4 years of him telling really good stories in the ring, killer mic work.
Easily.
But,
yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
While we're fucking there, let's just go. Number 2 for me is a CM fucking Punk.
Look, before you get into it, I'm going to go ahead and say my number 2 is CM Punk with an asterisk beside of it, but I do have him because mine is just contingent on if it happens.
Yeah,
but he is my number 2.
Understand. Yeah. So the only reason why he's not number 1 is time off. I think it would imagine if he was still wrestling up until like 2 years ago, or like right when he got released, how impactful this would be. And like not saying it's not impactful. Of course, it's a fucking huge deal. Sweep you off your feet. Carry you over the threshold into your suite after you just got married. Like, this is what we're dealing with right now.
There would be no doubt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is as romantic as wrestling gets, and I mean that in the fan base way. We're finally getting that huge deal. And the answer, if this is like Hulk Hogan coming to WCW, no, because of that time off.
Right.
Hogan didn't take 7 years off. I can't think of an instance where this is like that, except for Ken Shamrock coming to Impact. Edge. That kind of deal. Am I excited for it? Yes. Do I think he's going to deliver? 100%. I don't think he's somebody that would just go there for the payday and not work his ass off to prove.
Right.
He already had the fucking biggest chip on the shoulder.
He's got a chip on his shoulder now.
Motherfucker was working for Pringles for like that's how much chips he's got on his shoulders. Yeah,
I'm gonna use that one from now on. I'm gonna use that one. He's working for Pringles. Great.
Once you pop, you can't stop. And this motherfucker's been cooking for a while. I think he's got the most to prove. And I think he's gonna come back and be exactly what the fuck we're expecting. You don't know what you're messing with. I'm the fucking best in the world. I've never lost being best in the world. Don't let some shitty MMA matches. He's gonna shit all over. Like he's gonna fucking just shit. He's changing the landscape, and we don't even know. I can't tell you in my 33 years of being on this goddamn earth how excited I am to be a wrestling fan right now. I think this is gonna be life changing and just be huge.
Yeah, Austin was at the last event that CM Punk wrestled in Royal Rumble, Pittsburgh in 2014. Can't believe it's been that long. Me either, man.
Wow, man. That's so crazy.
It's wild.
But look how quick it went by. You know, like we're still
That's
just
what
as
I would
excited.
say, John. Jericho was the Hogan.
Yeah, Jericho is definitely the Hogan because that was a fluke.
That's when everyone took notice of AEW.
Yes.
When he walked out at that press conference, it stopped being just a little indie promotion, and everyone was like, "Fuck, Jericho."
Even he was like, "I think we just changed the game, didn't we?"
Yeah.
Whatever he said.
Yeah.
Canadian brother, hey. Like, don't you hosers know?
With CM Punk too, I think Tony Khan's smart enough to have had the conversation with him. Like, you're gonna, an understanding that we're coming in and you're gonna have that passion, and it's not just gonna be for a paycheck. I think they're smart enough to have had that deal set in place. So I think when and if he shows up on Friday, it's gonna be for all the right reasons, and he's gonna make a huge impact in the company.
Yeah,
totally. When? You didn't say 85% if he shows up. You said when he shows up. I'm calling you out, brother.
Pull the tape. I wish we could pull the tape. I wish we could pull the tape because I said when and if he shows up. If and when he shows up.
So what are we on now?
He's probably.
We got Young Anthony's.
Oh, we got my number 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is actually probably my most interesting pick that we've already talked about her, but I put Tessa Blanchard at number 2.
Wow. I mean, okay.
Yeah, I took a risk on this one. But
I'm
for me,
man.
It's like she is the hottest free agent as far as like the women's division, as far as everyone wants her and every company needs her. WWE, I've been saying WWE needs her, but she really doesn't need the WWE. The way that I'm looking at it. AEW, she could fit like a glove in there. Great matches. Impact, even Impact, we've already seen her with the intergender stuff, but she's got a great women's division over there, which was in a better state than what she left it. Just waiting for Deonna Purrazzo. Like, come on now. There's so many great matches that we could see. Jordan Grace, like, the possibilities are endless. So I think she's just that type of woman that every company is looking for right now. WWE, of course, could have so many. Charlotte, Sasha, list goes on of just the amount of matches that she could have. But if they played the cards right, she could be the top woman in any company. That's why I kind of want to see her. I kind of want to see her in WWE because I want to see what they do with her. Because I feel like, although you can, because it's Vince, you can't mess up someone like Tessa. She is just that type of woman that, I look at it like, her and Charlotte are in that same vein, that it's just like, they are obvious, like, the top woman, so it would be interesting.
Next year when we do this, Charlotte will be a free agent on this list.
Yeah. I mean, hell.
And you spoke it into existence, so I think
it's going to happen, man. She's gone when the contract's up. Doubt.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a Blanchard, huh?
I'm with you though, Anthony. It's fun to think about Tessa in WWE as far as matchups. I mean, her and Bayley, her and Becky, her and Charlotte. That's
about it. Like the stories, that's another.
The storytelling though is where it loses me. Like I worry about her being there and just getting lost in the shuffle.
Right.
Where I think slimed in a month. You know, be dropping. Put her with Alexa.
And she's not someone who Tessa doesn't play ball. You know, like she's very much like, I want to be
Good point.
the man. I want to be the one on top. And I don't know if she would gel with Vince.
I would pop to see her do a program with Becky. That's about it.
Oh,
man versus man.
Yeah.
Oh, that would
be
good.
That'd be interesting.
Best money you could get out of WWE right now.
You know what's going to be crazy when all of these AEW contracts run out? Should be coming up in both 22 and 23.
Yeah.
I think they'll be smart in who they let go, though.
Oh, you bet.
Tony Khan's got that long money, son. Like, he's got that long
people
money.
Forget how much money that guy's got.
Yeah. Who do you see leaving though? Like, honestly, I'm at the point where, like, besides a handful, I don't really see anyone like a prime candidate to leave.
I don't either.
No.
I think we had talked about it before, Chad, but I think Brian Cage.
Cage is the only one, honestly. Yeah.
Are we going to miss Brian Cage if you really off though?
Right.
No, let him go.
Yeah.
But
MJF isn't going anywhere. Darby Allin isn't going anywhere. There's a lot of these people that came out and shit all over WWE and said they would never want to go there because of the creative limitations.
I could see WWE pushing for like Ricky Starks, but that's about it. I don't even see Ricky even wanting to go. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. The push he's getting right now. No, I don't.
Right. No, exactly.
I mean, Max Caster might be on his way now from what I'm seeing and reading.
Yeah. I don't think WWE is going to pick him up after his rap shenanigans.
No, I think Caster needs to settle down and just do his time and come back to where he's at.
Oh, I think he's teasing right now. I don't even think. I think this is a work. I think
it is too. I think it is too.
So happy because listen, he came out of what is it, Creative Pro, you know, like.
And Tony Khan has called Tony Khan called Creative Pro. He said MJF just in the way they bring in talent. He's like, MJF has almost became my Bret Hart and Creative Pro is my dungeon.
100%.
Because they brought so many guys in from Creative Pro from MJF.
It's a pretty fair assessment.
Yeah. Look how good MJF is at working people. Look at, you don't think Max Caster can pull that off right now too while he's suspended.
Right.
So like you're getting the fuck take the mentions out of me. Like I'm done. And then he's going to show up.
That's a great way.
Yeah. Imagine if he comes back as a singles guy next. You know, after this little suspension, he's like, "Fuck this, I'm done." You know, you haven't seen shit. Like Max Caster's got mad potential on my end. I don't see him going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, I've said from the beginning, dude, he could explode and be a superstar.
He's not Jimmy Havoc.
Yeah,
no. Come on, brother.
Okay, my number one. We're on number one now.
Number one.
Yeah.
My number one. I'll just run down my list. Ruby Soho at 10, Braun Strowman at 9, Buddy Murphy at 8, Bronson Reed at 7, Tessa Blanchard at 6, Lesnar at 5, Daniel Bryan at 4, Bray Wyatt at 3, CM Punk at 2. Number 1, Adam Cole. Adam Cole, young, still has a ton. He's experienced, ton of potential to build around.
100%.
Built-in stories wherever he wants to go. Like if he goes to AEW, he's instantly thrust into the main event. There's no worry of him being a little guy. He is.
Right. Yeah,
I buy him as a main event guy. I buy him one-on-one with Kenny Omega. He is going to feel important. The dude is Shawn Michaels for this era.
Yes.
Like his work rate, the way he sells, the way he tells a story, he's great on the mic. And he's working in NXT where they really believe in him. And I think he's got to shine and put on some absolute classics. But I think the level of just comfortability that he would have in AEW, being there with Britt, being there with all of his best friends who he came up in the business with, will elevate him and bring out this just being comfortable and not having that WWE pressure, which I think he's done great. I'm not, he is NXT to me. Like he is NXT, but being in this just comfortable zone, I think is going to send him to another level that we have not seen yet. And you're looking at a guy who could have matches with Kenny Omega, Darby Allin, open the Forbidden Door, Will Ospreay, Jay White.
You name it. Yeah.
Anywhere. I mean, he's got the Bullet Club tie-in. He's got the tie-in with being the Elite.
Right.
There's so many things he can do. And talk about a guy who they would get miles and miles of stories. Like as soon as he comes in, there's 2 or 3 or 4 years of booking right out of the gate if they want.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
But
like,
yeah,
I feel like he's peaked in WWE.
there's
like,
nothing
what-
left.
Sure.
There's
nothing
nothing
left. He has
Like
nothing left there.
let him fucking climb back down the iceberg and go find a bigger mountain to climb on. And I think AEW is the perfect place for him to do that. Like you said, all of his friends work there. Potential, screaming potential at AEW for him.
And this is the first one. This is like he's kind of unique because a lot of times, you know, I'm an AEW mark through and through, grew up on WWE, but a lot of these people, there's a running theme of me being like they weren't used right in WWE. They weren't. He's not that way. He was used perfectly. I mean, he's the most decorated, in my opinion. He is the champ of NXT. Like he's who I think of when they had a great stable. So it's nothing to do with he wasn't used right. It has everything to do with, dude, you've done it all there. You've done it all, and you've done it like an expert way of doing it. You've done it. So let's see some new challenges. Let's see a whole new playbook of potential feuds and storylines.
Yeah.
Exactly.
100%. Yeah. Let's moving on because that was all great points. My number one is Bryan Danielson.
Ooh.
My only reason why he outstroked Punk in this is because he's a little bit more relevant right now just because he's been in WWE.
Right.
The Bellas, Total Divas, whatever the fuck it is. My mom knows who Daniel Bryan is. She doesn't know who CM Punk is. His comedic stuff with Kane. I just feel like overall he's been more on top of the mountain than Punk has been in the last few years. You know, we're talking 2014 was Punk's last match, right? And for WWE and in general, Daniel Bryan was still doing, you know, the SmackDown fucking recap show, Bryan, and doing great. And then he came back, and we really seen what the damage WWE can do to a talent because he was in the main event when he was out, and then he came back, and it was a main event for a couple weeks, you know, maybe a few months. Then they're like, you're back to mid card, kid. Yeah. You know, you're gonna sit there. You're gonna go for the United States Championship. You're gonna fucking make it rain. And we know he's better than that. Yeah. We know, we can see the writing on the wall and how fucking, and talk about chips. He's got a fucking chip on his shoulder right now because if he didn't, he would have re-signed.
He's got that Pringles can.
Got that goddamn Pringles can. I feel like he's gonna do some amazing shit, and I get the argument of longevity between Punk and Bryan and Bryan's injury, but Bryan didn't accept that he was injured. Right. He was training really hard when they were like, "Nope, you're not clear." And he's like, "Fuck you! I got 7 doctors. I got this list of doctors was bigger than this list of free agents." He was like, I'm cleared by everybody in the world." And I think to see what he's gonna do for AEW in just the short amount of time that it's going to happen. I feel like you want to talk about crossover appeal. You got CM Punk signing coming through this Friday. And then Bryan's rumored for the New York show, right?
He's going to show up at All Out, I think.
I think he's going to.
I think his first match will be at Arthur Ashe. I think he surprises and shocks everyone at All Out.
I just hope to see him at Arthur Ashe. You know, personally, because I'm
right.
I think we'll get it one way or the other.
Yeah, probably.
But I think that these two things combined are going to be the biggest cultural shift since the New World Order happened in WCW. I think this is we are on the biggest high. This is bigger than the NWO. You know, you're talking fucking two guys that were fucking training together grew up together in the business, doing matches. They had one of the biggest, besides Punk and Cabana, you have Punk and Bryan, and they did the biggest fucking tours on the indie scene. It's the reason why they were signed as fucking, future world champions, and both went on to encompass that energy and become world champions, breaking the system mold then. So I just, the only reason why Daniel Bryan's above CM Punk is I think there's a mainstream vibe for him that CM Punk doesn't get.
There's no negativity towards Daniel Bryan.
Nothing. Yeah, but not saying that Punk's negativity is bad. I think it's good for the business. I think it's good. Right. Both of them are both going to come in salty and fucking ready to blow shit up. Like, I'm not fucking little anymore.
Yeah. I can't wipe the smile off of my face thinking about these next 2 months.
And I think the best aspect of this all is that we know that Punk and Bryan are coming in, but we still don't know like what they're gonna do with them.
That's like, the best part.
We could just say that, yeah, sure, they're gonna have the matches, they're gonna have the Forbidden Door shit. They could throw a huge loophole and do some wacky storyline and just make things 10 times better. And I'm all for it, man.
It's the new era of kayfabe, brother. We're living the fucking dream of being fans again. Like something we might have never seen before. And like, you guys get it. I'm sure there's a million other fucking people out there that tune into Dynamite every week that are getting it. Yeah. And we're look at how fucking Black came in. Look at how they're treating these people. Look how big his match with Cody was. You don't think for a second Daniel Bryan and fucking, CM Punk are going to have that same kind of fucking energy, if not more? Shit's about to go down.
Dude,
huge.
I might catch shit for this, but I've watched wrestling for 33, 34 years, and this is the most exciting time in wrestling for me.
100%.
I mean, as a kid, Attitude Era, I look back on it, I love it. It was phenomenal. This is different. I'm old. I get it now. I get it. I'm not a kid. I understand the signings, the free agent aspect of it. It just makes it so much more compelling. This is by far the most exciting time in pro wrestling for me.
The last I've been this excited was like when NXT started rolling and like you started seeing Sammy and Kevin, but 10 years I've been a wrestling fan, well and away, like the most excited I've ever been. Just for this upcoming month alone just more. I've been more excited for this next month of September than I have been my entire fandom of wrestling.
And this is shit that we haven't got in a long time. If you grew up in the Attitude Era, like you were used to people jumping ship, and that was the exciting part. And when WWE was the only show in town, you didn't get that. So now that there's this other company and you're swapping talent, like that is just the crux of just what makes wrestling unpredictable and extremely exciting.
100%. Totally. Daniel Bryan and CM Punk were the last two bullets put in the chamber to start the fucking war.
Yeah.
And I feel like that this is really gonna blow some shit up, and it's gonna get really crazy on both sides. Like I hope that Punk comes out and says, "Hey Vince, do I have your attention now?" And boom, it starts the fucking era. It's just gonna be great.
With Rampage getting
Alistair
fucking Black.
God damn, they're putting together the best roster. It's like they're picking and choosing all the people that I loved.
My list is done.
With Rampage getting like what did it get? Like 700,000 viewers
on a Friday fucking night. 11 p.m. But you guys 10 p.m. here.
I could honestly see him getting one of their biggest ratings for this Punk.
Yeah, even
with it being, even with it being at 10 and everything, I could see it. I could definitely see it being up there.
So Sneeb, before you give your number one, we did have.
I was getting ready to bring this up. Yep.
Yeah, he's getting nervous.
So he's getting nervous.
There's still time.
And Anthony left. And young Anthony, I hate to put this on your shoulders, man. But it's going to be all up to you in how you handle that comment. Because for me, my number one, it wasn't James Ellsworth. It's Bryan Danielson. I just think.
Wow.
I think, the longevity, him being as relevant as what he is right now, and just the possibilities of him going to do the New Japan thing also. I think the guy's still got it left in his tank. I think he still has a ton of good matches, and I think that when he comes over, it's going to blow the roof off the wrestling world.
Gonna get crazy.
Yeah. When he shows up, when Punk shows up, my God. I mean, what can I say that hasn't been said already? I mean, it just makes me giddy. I mean, to know what we have coming up, to know that we're going to be there, to know that Mike's going to be there, to know that Anthony's going to be there to witness some of this stuff, and it's so exciting.
Totally.
Yeah.
Tavern takeover of AEW coming up. Love it.
Yeah.
We're gonna see the Beatles reunite live in front of our own fucking eyes. That's what this is, and
what it is.
It's fucking.
And
great,
Tom's gonna be there too.
I mean, imagine. Let's think about this for a second. You're going to have CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, possibly Bray Wyatt, possibly Adam Cole, Malachi Black, Kenny Omega, Miro. All of these names under one umbrella. That's
insane.
Yeah.
Come on. Like,
how could you not be excited?
It's like one of those fantasy.
Yeah.
It's like one of those fantasy booking games on your computer, like Extreme Wrestling Revenge or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
cheap plug for AEW GM mode, man. General manager.
Book your fantasy roster over on your iPhone or whatever the fuck you're playing with these days.
Put the Dark Order over, goddammit. I'm getting Fritz.
All right. So last number one.
Oh man, all the pressure on me, I guess. But Austin, I am so mad at you because you gave it away, man. You gave away my number one because my number one pick is James.
Pop me so hard.
Obviously not James Ellsworth. Number one pick. I know Tyson's gonna pop for that one. He always loves when I get cut off. So that was for you, Tyson. But my number one, well and away, he's my guy, so I had to pick him. Bray Wyatt. We talked enough about him, but like Tessa for me is like the wrestler that every company wants. Bray is on another level, as in no one knows where he's gonna go, and it just makes it
pop.
Thank you. Little storyline here on the Tavern, but yeah, I mean, Wyatt's the guy that's just like no one knows where he is gonna go, and I think that just makes it so much more interesting. And I wasn't sure about putting Wyatt number one because obviously like Punk and everyone, but once we started going on about Wyatt just taking over the Forbidden Door and that whole storyline, I was like, I need to see that. Like, I need to see that. And he, like I said, like he's the guy to do that. I thought he was going to do it with the Fiend. He did as much as management would allow him to do. The Fiend was still a really good run for whatever it was, but he's going to be on a whole nother level.
Well, look who it is coming in here talking shit.
The staple, damn it.
Oh man,
Young Anthony's got a family, goddammit. Don't
got kids, damn it.
Got feelings.
But I mean, yeah, he's gonna be. I wonder if, and I want to see what you guys think of this. Do you think he's gonna have like a Fiend type, separate character, or do you think he's just going with Wyndham and like?
I don't know, man. It's
I think that just proves my point. Yeah. Like it's so much that we don't know yet, and it makes it so much more interesting. But I would love to see him get like a Fiend kind of separate personality, like every once in a while, like for the big matches.
It seems like the way he's talking, it almost seems like he's like we're going to see an evolution of what he was going to do. And I don't know what that is, but that's what it seems like just in the things he's posting and it seems like we're going to get some sort of evolution of what was next for him.
Yeah.
That's going to be crazy, man.
Was that a new mask, Tom, or was that a painting? It looked like a painting.
It looked like a painting.
Unless it happened like while we were on the air.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, no, I think.
What is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That painting even looked like a Jeff Hardy face paint. I was like, oh my God, are we going to get Willow versus The Fiend? But then I was like, oh, wait, never mind.
Fig Kid getting love when he's not even on here.
You can't kill it.
Yeah. And see, when he says things like you can't kill it, it makes me think like, even though I'm not in WWE, you can't kill the Fiend. Like the Fiend is going to come back in some other form or something.
Right.
Yeah, he did. Before that, he said, "You missed me yet?" with a hashtag of zombies.
Oh, that was the
right.
The Batista zombies. Oh my
god. You know what? I wouldn't mind a reset for Bray. Maybe
That's
come
me.
in as
man.
I would love like the Cult of Wyndham. Like Chad said it. We did the whole Bray Wyatt conspiracy video of black helicopters and Alex Jones.
Black helicopters.
I want a full revamp of Bray Wyatt. Come back with the family, rocking chairs and all that.
Team
bullshit.
of globalists. We got globalists taking over AEW.
Holding up
The frogs at the compound.
Waylon Mercy.
Waylon Mercy.
I would love it. I'm excited for the future of wrestling in general. This list got me really excited for the future of pro wrestling.
Yeah, man.
I'm blown away. And you know what? All of our stars kind of aligned. Like throughout the whole thing, we were really on point with each other.
Yeah.
And there were some surprises, and
yeah.
I'm honestly shocked that anyone. I'm shocked that there's people that stuck around for 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Right.
Black helicopters.
So for anyone who watched this entire thing, bravo to you, because it was.
Yeah, man. I hope it was just as fun for you guys as it was for us, because I had a fucking blast.
Oh, this is so great. Can't wait to do this again next year when we get a whole another slew of free agents.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see.
And thanks to Franco for tuning in from Argentina, man.
Yeah, that was very cool.
Absolutely.
Very cool. We had a couple new names in here, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
See new names popping up.
We're growing, man. We're growing.
Tell your friends, come on by.
Please, before we leave, guys, hit the bell so you know when we go live. Please spread the word. We're trying to grow. Go to Instagram if you're not following us. We're on Instagram, Twitch. Spread the word, man. We're trying to grow.
You'll find the whole menu posted on the Tavern Instagram page.
Yeah.
Yep.
You'll see everything we offer. So,
and if you're not fucking around with Instagram, turnbuckletavern.com.
Yeah. Turnbuckletavern.com will get you to everything we have, pro wrestling tees, all that stuff. Another thing, we have a podcast. So if you're ever bored and you're sitting around on your phone, go leave us a review, a 5-star review on our podcast. That helps a ton for us to grow. So
everywhere you get your podcast, and telling you the AEW recap show that you and Sneed do are fucking some of the most entertaining shit you can get on your weekly basis, man.
And Tom, the OG Fig Kid on the sessions, has great guests every week. The debate on Mondays, both young Anthony and Mike have been on the debate. So
the debate for any podcaster that might be watching, at a later date or now, do a Turnbuckle debate. Get in here and do it. It is so much fun. Easily my favorite show, and I'm being biased, but I'm not being biased. It's easily my favorite show that I make sure I watch every Monday. Dude, it's so much fun. Get in here if you're a podcaster.
Man, brother.
Help us grow, guys. We're gonna keep putting content out for you guys, and we enjoy doing it, and we're happy that
there's a lot of great content that we're gonna put out with all this stuff coming up. So you're definitely gonna want to tune into it.
We're growers. We're not showers,
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Get us along on that journey.
Stay tuned, because you're gonna see me out of my element on Friday.
Oh yeah. Anthony doesn't know yet, Sneed.
Oh shit.
Well, I do now.
Well, you got a co-host.
You got a co-host, Anthony.
I put in the chat, I was like, hashtag give me Hawk, but I knew that was not going to happen.
Hawk would drive the ratings for that show into the fucking ground.
Yeah.
He'd be like, who's Roman Reigns?
I don't like that guy.
That was a weird camera angle at the beginning. I don't know if you guys
Austin, we
that.
appreciate it. Thanks for
sharing. I definitely appreciate it.
But thanks for tuning in, guys, and I guess we'll get out of here. See you next time. Tomorrow, 10:10, Mike will be on the Dynamite Discourse breaking down everything that happens.
Oh yeah.
And Boney Khan will be on with you, right?
Boney Khan, brother, I believe so. He's just gotta give me the hot tag on that one, you know.
Heck yeah. So we'll see you guys tomorrow.